So, in today's What the Fuck is Going On news, we have three major things to talk about. The first of those is that Putin is inside the United States right now as we speak. Putin is literally inside the territorial United States right now. He is in Alaska meeting with the president, Trump, the president of the United States. Now, the reason for this meeting or this summit is to discuss the war in Ukraine. Now, the ironic part, or unfortunate really, is that Zelensky, the leader of Ukraine, is not present in Alaska. So you have Trump and Putin once again negotiating a ceasefire or some sort of agreement on behalf of a country that isn't even being represented in said meeting. Not to mention the fact that Putin, again, is inside the United States right now. This is a wanted war criminal on the international stage. He is inside the United States as we speak, talking to our president, the president of the United States. Now, of course, obviously, there's going to be protests about this, and there are. There are currently protests happening outside of the military base that this meeting is taking place at by Alaskans. These are people who voted and helped elect Donald Trump. They have signs up for Ukraine. They have signs up saying, Putin get out of Ukraine, Trump get out of Ukraine, Putin get out of Alaska. These are the people who voted for Trump, and they are protesting against this entire ridiculous debacle. Not to mention the fact that it's taking place in Alaska. And Alaska, I don't want to say feels threatened. I think Alaska is a very strong state with very strong people. You have to be a strong person to live in Alaska and to deal with the rugged wilderness there. With that said, they have to feel some sort of caution towards Russia because you can literally see Russia from Alaska. Not to mention that Alaska was sold to the United States for $7.2 million long time ago by Russia. By Russia. So that is the first insane thing, ridiculous thing that is happening as we speak. So that's the first piece of ridiculous news that I want to talk about today. The next thing is almost more insane. It's almost more ridiculous. The Rolling Stone is now reporting that the Trump administration spent $560,000 of our money, of taxpayer money, to purchase new trucks for ICE, to then wrap them in black and gold, and drumroll please, to then film a music video for ICE with these new black and gold trucks, to then put it up on the official website. So Trump and the Trump administration spent $500,000, more than $500,000 of taxpayer money to buy trucks for ICE, to then wrap them in gold and black, to then film a music video. What are we living through? That is the most ridiculous statement I have said in a long time. That is the most ridiculous sentence I have uttered in a long time. And the fact that it is happening and that it's not part of a skit or a Saturday Night Live or a joke is outrageous. We have a president. This is the president who wanted to cut wasteful spending, created Doge to do that. That's another thing. That can be part 2.5 of this entire thing, because there's three main things that I want to talk about. But Doge, I'll get to that in a second. He created Doge to cut wasteful government spending and fraud, and now he's spending $500,000 of your money and my money to buy pickup trucks to wrap in gold and black and then to film a fucking music video. Unbelievable. Okay, the 2.5 thing that I want to talk about is Doge. So a new independent investigation, we'll just make this quick, has found that Doge has actually cost us over $100 billion when it comes to disruptions. And remember, Doge went in with a jackhammer and just destroyed a bunch of stuff in the name of cutting costs. They claim to save close to $200 billion, but when you actually do the math, which this private investigation did, it actually turns out that they saved us $1.2 billion. Yay! And then, once you factor in all the disruptions, firings, rehirings, and all the mess that it caused, it actually cost us, from what I remember, over $100 billion. I'll put the numbers up on screen. So that'll be little part 2.5 I want to talk about. The third thing that I want to talk about of ridiculous, crazy news is what's going on in Washington, D.C. So Donald Trump, as you may know, took over Washington, D.C. by force, in a sense. He is actually legally allowed to do this through the Home Rule Act, which allows him to take over local police departments as well as send in the National Guard. Remember, the D.C. National Guard is different from state guards or National Guards elsewhere because D.C. is controlled a large part by the federal government already, and there is already a high presence of federal law enforcement in that city, as well as National Guard. So he has 48 hours to complete his bullshit operations, in my opinion, although he can extend this up to 30 days if he sends special notice to various leaders in different committees in Congress. The point, though, is that it seems like he is taking this seriously, and arrest rates have gone up, as well as the dismantling of homeless encampments. Both of those have gone up significantly over the last few hours, because this is just starting. So with that said, regardless of where which side of the aisle you lie on when it comes to homelessness and should we help them, should we get rid of their encampments, I look, the point is, and what I want to stress here is, I made a video in regards to that on this channel. If you want to watch that, you know where I stand when it comes to these people. I think that they should be helped, not hurt. A lot of them are veterans, and a lot of them don't want to be in that situation. Yes, there is a lot of substance abuse, etc., in that community. But the fact of the matter is, for the president to take such a harsh tone on what is primarily American citizens, and in a lot of cases veterans, is asinine, in my opinion. What I want to focus on here, though, is that this entire thing in Washington, D.C. was because Trump said that they have a crime problem. The administration said that it is more dangerous than Baghdad. And they equated it akin to a war-torn city. Okay, the fact of the matter is, Washington, D.C. has the lowest violent crime rate it's had in 30 years. And homelessness is down by 20%. This is before Trump went in and did his thing. So the city was already making strides in both departments. So when you're going in the right direction, why would you send in a military presence, take over local law enforcement? Why would you do that? Well, in my opinion, it's very simple. It's not to solve anything. It is what Trump is best at, which is staying in the media. He is great at controlling the media and the narrative, and to distract from the overarching issue, which is still the fucking Epstein files. Trump understands that these fucking Epstein files are the one thing that has actually caused division in his own base and with some of his most heavy supporters. It's the Epstein files. So any sort of media attention to distract from the Epstein files, he will take advantage of it, and he will fucking use it. And I think that's what this is. Do I think that it's soft launching authoritarianism or soft launching martial law? I mean, it could be. I've been wrong in the past before. But no, I think what it actually is it's a distraction from the fucking Epstein files. Release the fucking Epstein files. That's all I have for today. If you like crazy, just insane breaking news, then you're in the right. You're on the right channel. I do have my main channel, which is, if you want my qualified opinion, this is basically where I talk about my unqualified opinion about anything that I think needs to be talked about. If you want my qualified opinion, that is very narrow in finance and economics. That is where my expertise is. I have a formal education in that, plus over a decade of experience. That's on the main channel. Just my name. We talk only about world economics, finance, personal finance, investing, Federal Reserve policy, anything that deals with money, economics, and finance. That's the main channel. Definitely check that out. But if you just like to yap about whatever I feel is interesting, whatever you feel is interesting, you're more than welcome to offer suggestions, breaking news, all that stuff. That's this channel. So please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Helps the channel tremendously. It's tough to grow here on YouTube. It's very difficult to grow here on YouTube. So every subscription counts. It matters to me tremendously, and I hope to see you around for the next video. With that said, the next video could be tomorrow. It could be in a week. It could be in a month. I'm basically just going to post a video when I think that there's something that we need to talk about. And right now with this administration, that's pretty much all the time. So I'm sure I will see you shortly. With that said, have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.